Good morning. My name is Twinetta, and I'm coming to you. This is my first time actually doing a vlog, and I want to have an opportunity to just connect with you in case you are in the midst of looking for opportunities after going through COVID job losses, after experiencing furloughs, experiencing the unemployment system and how crazy it can be, experiencing just life within, during, after a pandemic. And I have to say that it's been a humbling experience for me, and it's been an opportunity and a time for self-reflection. And what has prompted me to reach out is there's a couple things. The first thing is I kind of want to be able to be a source of inspiration for people who are going through that endless job search, and you're just not able to find something that either speaks to your heart or something that calls to your passions, as well as being able to replace your income. We can't forget how important that is, even in the midst of searching for jobs and searching for opportunities. It really does come down to finding an opportunity that can replace your income and ensure that you're able to take care of your family. So, my story is not unique to many folks who did experience COVID job losses. But what I will say is, for a lot of the experiences that I did uh, I would say I could say be blessed to experience. It was eye-opening to have um, so many obstacles thrown at me in a very short amount of time. But I also was able to pivot, and I was able to make some very monumental changes in my life to rise to the occasion, as well as to move forward. And when I look at where I'm at today versus where I was in April of 2020, it's a very different picture. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about that. So I started my career in the hospitality industry, and this was back in, I want to say, 2008. And my original major was in medicine. I intended to become a doctor one day, and my intention was to work my way through school, pay for my education out of pocket if possible. Definitely utilize student loans if I had to, but really just utilize my ability to earn an income and pour into my education organically. So I'm a mother. I had a daughter when I was young, and so being able to cash flow an education, as well as being able to take care of a family, for anyone who's a parent understands how difficult that can be. And when you couple that with the financial stress of not having support from your family, uh, no financial support from a father, no financial support really from any element but yourself, it can be difficult, especially being a young mother, a teen mother at that. So um, I was determined to set a great example for my child and to make sure that she understood that hard work does pay off. And that's what I did. I went to school. I got my education. I got my high school diploma. And I decided I wanted to go into the school of nursing and all things medical. Decided as I was working through my education that it was getting to be a bit expensive, and I needed to have an opportunity where I could stop working, save up money, and then be able to go back at it and be able to continue to pay for my education. So I started working in the hospitality industry, and my experience was very positive. I rose up in the ranks. I grew quite quickly within the hospitality industry, timeshare industry to be specific. And I found my niche is definitely to help people, and I knew that helping people is really at the core of what I like to do, being of service to others. Um, but I was quickly recognized as a problem solver, as a solutionist, someone that can get things done, and then also as a leader of people. And throughout a career of about 11 and a half years, I rose from a financial services representative to a senior manager. and was a subject matter expert and was highly regarded within the industry and won all types of industry awards. So it definitely came as a surprise to me when my position was suddenly eliminated due to budget cuts. So it was definitely humbling to go through that experience. I have to say that it made me stop and think about all the things that I did during that time period. I had some moments where I was just confused as to, where is my career going now? What do I do now? I've spent a decade working in the hospitality industry, so far away from my medical aspirations, and I don't have a lot to show for it. I felt very frustrated. And so I decided at that time it's time to make a career pivot. But how do you do that when so many people are out of work at the same time? And it was tough. There was a lot of prayer. There was a lot of introspection. There's a lot of thinking and just trying to figure out, where do I go? Taking time to grieve over that situation, of course, was important and paramount to my mental health. And just really thinking about what makes sense and what do I do next. So one of the first things that I did is I thought about what impact I had in the corporate world and how I gained success there. What exactly did I do that allowed my leaders to see my potential and for my team members to follow me and to look to me as a leader? What were the things that made me successful? And so I began to think about, okay, how can I translate that to the outside world of my previous role in corporate America? How do I turn that into something that maybe I could build on my own business? So I did eventually open up a small little consulting firm. And one of the things that I spent a lot of time with was assisting people with their resumes. I did a lot of corporate hiring throughout my time working in the timeshare industry, and I managed very large teams, created policies, did a lot of operations work, project management work, product development, project management, and marketing. And so, I thought about how can I take these skills that I've acquired organically, that were not studied within a classroom setting, but were created from a grassroots effort. And how do I teach others to do the same? How do I help others who are in that space of needing to do a career pivot, but they don't have the education certifications to go into a new field? So I did create a small business called A Better You Professional Consulting Services. And I had a couple of clients where I was able to impart a lot of the things that I learned organically to them, things that would take you years to learn and in the business world. And I felt extremely satisfied. But I also felt that, I need a little more because, again, finances is important. And so I wanted to ensure that I could pivot myself into a new career path. And so I decided to go back to school. Um, that was a Herculean task. Again, it takes money to go back to school. It takes funding. You got to be able to pay for your books, your classes. And, I just felt like, okay, how am I going to do this? How do I find funding for someone who has, had a relatively good salary? How do I prove that there's a financial need? How do I move forward and make a difference in my life, and as I've made a difference in others' lives? So I did some searching around, and it's amazing the resources that you find within your community if you just look. And so I was connected with the Central Florida Educators Program and Jobs Partnership, fantabulous programs. And they really helped me to gain insight into what it is that I really wanted to do, and ideas on how to pivot my career, as well as access to scholarships and funding. So I will go into additional details on that in my next episode as to specifically what you need to do to get access to those funds to help you. But in addition to that, I was also blessed with meeting some great networking sites and people within the LinkedIn community, and just relying on previous networks that I built over the years. And I have to say, it's been interesting. I've been successful at getting a lot of great interviews. I've been successful at getting money to assist me with paying for school. I still have a little bit more school left. I anticipate graduating with my digital marketing degree, I would say summer of 2022, so a little bit less than a year from now. But this is a culmination of doing an inventory of where I was, figuring out what makes sense for my career path going forward, looking at previous skill sets that I had, that I've gained organically throughout my career, and then really thinking about where it is that I want to go and what I want to be. Um, and so I feel that I am absolutely equipped to assist anyone with thinking through their strategy, thinking through what makes sense for their life moving forward. There is absolutely light at the end of the tunnel. There's times where it doesn't feel like nothing's coming your way. An employer is not answering your email. You are getting rejection letters left and right from positions that you applied for. I know what it feels like. I've been there, and I'm currently in the midst of looking for additional opportunities while I'm nurturing and growing my business as well as a full-time student. So I get it. I'm in the thick of this, and I feel that I can certainly offer perspective. So my next episode, I will certainly give a little bit more specifics as to what I did and how I achieved gaining scholarships, money to pay for classes, and how I can help you to also be successful with your career pivot or just searching for another job within your field. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate your time. Please subscribe below, and I look forward to chatting with you again. Ciao for now.